Okay, so you bought your first house, but all you could afford was a dodgy fibro box like this one. So you don't even want to throw a housewarming party. But listen, there is a cheap way to turn fibro into beautiful, solid brick. All you got to do is get yourself some slide film and take a picture of a brick wall, like this one. Then on the night of your party, stick your slide into the old projector, stick it into the mailbox, and then project the brick onto the nice, flat fibro surface. Costs 20 bucks for the film and processing, 10 bucks for the extra long extension cord. I mean, that's what I call budget renovation. Hey, boys.
Hey, Todd. Hello, mate.
Thanks, Sigourney. Okay, ladies, let's get straight down to it. Get yourself a couple of pieces of bread. Now, it doesn't matter if it's white or rye bread. As Dr. Rudy says, it's all the same on the inside anyway. Cut off the crust and lay them on a large plate, neatly touching. Now, take 2 fillets of smoked salmon, halve them and roll them lengthways into strips, 2 quite thin and 2 thicker. Then fold and position the strips in layers over the edges of the bread, just like this. Now, here's a detail that people tend to forget. Wrap a caper in a triangular fold of salmon and pop it just here. Now, capers used to be quite hard to find, but these days they're pretty much available anywhere. Then add a squeeze of lime and lightly brush a dressing of equal parts of honey, anchovy oil and tarragon vinegar. This helps to give the dish a lovely glisten and also helps to stimulate the olfactory senses as well. Then lastly, add a little bush of alfalfa there for garnish. Use as little or as much as you like. Voila, a symphony in salmon. Looks great, but how does it taste? Well, let's dive in. That is top tucker. There's nothing quite like a couple of cleansing ales at the end of a working day. But if you're like me, 2 quickly becomes 4, plus 1 more for the road. And now, the road is your greatest obstacle to home. Getting caught drink driving on our roads is a problem. But if you do get caught, you're a bloody idiot. But if you think before you drink, there is a way to make the drive home without incident. The first thing you need to do is place a sensibly dressed dummy in the passenger seat of your car. Someone who looks trustworthy and tutorly. Then, just stick a sign like this onto the roof of your car. And if you do happen to start swerving all over the road or driving 40 kilometres an hour, no one will take any notice, because that's what learner drivers do. And there you have it, a great little DIY if you DUI. So take a tip from Todd and keep a body and a banner in the boot, guaranteed to keep you out of cab fares and court fines.
Young guys are still growing up, man. It's just the phase everyone goes through, but the older guys should have realised by now, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of music students down there and they play the didgeridoo, right? And they say, like, you hear them talking, saying, oh, you know, just circular breathe. So, you know, you get out of it. I don't know if that actually works.
And I absolutely reeked of alcohol and stank of alcohol, and I got pulled over. So I just shoved a whole lot of fries in my mouth and put the window down, and the officer's just looking at me because I've got fries and everything hanging out of my mouth, and he goes, oh, you haven't got your lights on. I said, why? And he goes, yeah, well, you know, turn your lights on, off you go. And dare say, if I didn't have the fries, he would have smelt it a mile away. Stench of McDonald's has killed it all.
Good on you, Barney. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Oh, g'day. I don't know about the old cliche, but this pit bull terrier really is my best friend. But unfortunately, history has proven that his breed isn't the greatest mate to young children, and as a result, There's a whole lot of rules and regulations about owning a pit bull. You have to be over 18 and you have to keep them behind a secure, child-proof fence, etc, etc. And if you do take your dog out of the yard, you have to keep them on a short lead at all times. It's not that much fun going down to the local park and playing frisbee with a dog that's on a short lead. But don't worry, there is a way to let your potentially perilous pup off the leash to enjoy some playtime without you copping a fine. All you got to do is give your pit bull a makeover. Just glue some breed-altering characteristics onto its coat here, and hey presto, pit bull terrier to French poodle. Ooh la la. Now, he may not look as tough as Barney, but at least Bernard here can enjoy his freedom and a little bit of a runaround. Go on, Bernard. Go on, son. And if your dog does maul a kitty, who would have thought a poodle could be so uncharacteristically violent? So when they tell you you have to have your dog put down, well, the vet will be expecting a poodle. So, just take him one, knowing your baby's home safe and sound. Come on. Come on. Get in. And that's all there is to it. So take a tip from Todd, a little canine cover-up means you can enjoy a real man's dog.
You don't just put a dog down because it bit somebody. Not automatically. You got to know the reason why. Was it being poked and sticked, and was it, you know, encouraged to actually fight for his life?
I don't like the idea of killing an animal because they've attacked people. It's just like you know, when sharks attack people. You know, that's their territory.
Killed him, destroyed him, you know, that's it.
One of the best things about living in the land of Oz is that we're surrounded by 20,000 kilometres of coastline that offers up what I think is arguably the best seafood in the world. I mean, aren't we just spoilt for choice? An amazing array of fish and crustaceans and molluscs. But for me, one of the best fruits of the sea is this little gem, Seafood Extender. Now, doesn't that look just tops? Oh, and there it is, that clean sea spray smell and the mild, almost sweet accent of the plastic shell. Seafood Extender is available all year round and from all regions in Australia, but in some places it's known as Seafood Stick or Seafood Highlighter. But don't worry when you're asking for it, most fishmongers will know what you're talking about. Now, when you're buying a Seafood Extender, how do you know you're getting the freshest you can buy? Firstly, have a good look at it. The flesh should be clean and white, and the markings along the back here should be of a deep orange colour. Then, give it a gentle squeeze. Now, it should have a little bit of give in it, but not too much. And no one enjoys having limp extender in their mouth. But the best way to tell you if your Seafood Extender's on the go is simply to smell it. Oh, now that's delicious. I mean, it must have only been defrosted this morning. The only way you get anything fresher than that is if you caught it yourself. I'll have half a kilo of the Seafood Extender, thanks, mate. Now, another thing to try and keep in mind is to buy roughly the same size and weight. This will ensure that your cooking times will be even.
That'll be $3.50, thanks, mate.
Oh, and it's cheaper than the chips. Now, stay with me, because I'm about to show you some delicious ways to prepare this little treasure from Neptune's garden. So lay your extender down flat with the exposed end facing you and insert your blade at the top here. Slide the blade away from you, down the length of the extender. Oh, there you have it. No bones, no scales, no waste. Now, all you need is a martini glass, a lettuce leaf, and some Thousand Island dressing, a seafood classic. Now, living in a multicultural society such as Australia means you can enjoy preparing it in a variety of exotic ways. For instance, this Chinese classic of steamed extender with ginger and shallots. And what about this French classic of extender thermidor? And if you're a fan of Japan, why not thinly slice your extender for that sashimi style meal? A versatile, dependable and delicious addition to extend your food repertoire. Enjoy. G'day. We all know that too much television is bad for children, and at 60 kilos, this is far too much television. You see, unfortunately there's been an increasing number of incidents where young kiddies have jostled with the television only to have it fall down on top of them, killing them and the TV. So tonight, I'm going to show you how to avoid this tragic double fatality in your home. Now, you could always just buy a lighter, smaller television like this one, but there's no need to go to extremes. I mean, you've already given up enough to be a parent. Of course, you could shell out for one of these new plasma screen TVs. It's top of the line and it's light enough to hang on the wall away from wandering hands. But at $15,000, well, the kid's already costing you around $30,000 a year, and you don't know where that money's going to come from. So the best thing to do is ensure your existing set is secure and safe, and that is so simple. Just build a fence around your television so that the kiddies can't get to it. You can pick up your materials from your local pool shop and bolt it to the walls and floor. Just remember to put in a gate so that you can get in to put on a video or DVD. So take a tip from Todd and install a preventative playpen around your TV today and protect the two most precious things in your life.
Hello, Australia.
I love me footy, but I don't love the aches and pains that set in after a match. If you've got a strain injury or a serious bruise, the best thing to do is apply some of these. Problem being, after a particularly rough match, you soon run out of packets. That's why you've got to take a tip from Todd, because there is an easier way. Most of us have one of these lying around the house somewhere. What you got to do is empty out the polystyrene beads and just replace it with frozen peas. So the next time you've given your all for your captain, you can sit back and relax. Total relief. With the boom in DVD sales and expensive widescreen TVs, inviting your friends over for a movie night when you've just got a normal TV and VCR has become an embarrassing business. But you don't want to seem cheap or behind the times, even if you are just going to watch The Man Who Sued God, because there's bound to be at least one film snob who gets really upset because the director's grand vision hasn't been fully realised. But if you take a tip from Todd, you can appear to be a hip cineast without the expense. All you got to do is build yourself a widescreen frame for your existing TV. Give it a lick of paint, then just glue this to your TV, making sure it covers the top and bottom bits of the screen. And there you have it. You're fully equipped for the glorious widescreen revolution. Of course, the picture will be smaller and harder to see, but don't worry, that's exactly the way film snobs like it. And if anyone dares to ask why you can't see the top of people's heads, just tell them it's the director's cut, but that you can program it to show a pan and scan version if they like. They'll be so frightened of being seen to be a Philistine, no one will say a word. Happy viewing. There's nothing worse than starting the working day exhausted due to a bad sleep the night before. And if you're a tradesman like me, all physical on that, people don't like it when you nap or go slow on the job. So unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. But for those of you who earn at the office, there is a way to catch up on that lost sleep time during work time. I'll show you how. To start with, paint some white out on your eyelids. Then use a whiteboard marker to draw on some eyes. Then run a length of coat hanger wire through the length of your tie. Bending it here, you've made yourself a little stand to prop up your chin. Now, remember, your head weighs about 5 kilograms, and when you're sleeping, you're fully relaxed. So, if you don't want to asphyxiate, a Windsor knot is a bit thicker and will probably protect your throat better. Now, remember, you want everyone to think you're really enjoying yourself. So, bend a couple of paper clips into the shape of some small hooks. Then, loop a rubber band around your ears and clip the hooks into the corners of your mouth. And you've made yourself a little smile aid. Now, all you need to do is lean forward, relax, both hands above the desk, and settle into some high-grade, uninterrupted dream time. Oh, remember, a boss likes a worker who turns up early, works through lunch, finishes late and keeps quiet. So, whilst you catch up on sleep you didn't get last night, you could be in line for a promotion and who knows, you may even sleep your way to the top.
Keep up the good work, Todd.
If you're looking for a new muffler or you're in the market for a new house, everyone's trying to get the best deal possible. And you can save thousands if you know what you're doing. A lot of people out there are practically throwing away their hard-earned because they don't know the simple secrets to picking up a bargain. Well, it's time for me to let you in on those secrets. First, get yourself a local paper. If you're after a fridge, for example, the Trading Post is probably best. If it's a new house, any real estate section will do. Okay, now you scour the for sale sections and mark the items that match what you want. Here we are, fridges. Okay, sure, it took me a few minutes, but it's a worthwhile investment. I've got a list of available fridges. Okay, here's the important part. Just carefully choose the cheapest one. There, that's the one. It's that simple. I reckon I've saved 250 bucks right there on what I would have spent if I bought the most expensive one. And it's the same with just about anything you want to buy. You want to save thousands on a new house? Just shop around and buy the cheapest one. But how do you know the one you're buying is the cheapest one? Well, first you'll need a calculator like this. If you subtract the price of the fridge that you want to buy from the price of another fridge and you get a number that's more than zero, that means that your fridge is cheaper. So remember, save money every time like the professionals do. No, not the expensive one, the cheaper one.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
No worries.